I don't understand why Sweet Baby Inc. has such a strong defense force. It seems like every single thing that they do, there's some kind of like simp, Captain Save-A-Ho type of whacktivist that cosplays as a journalist that's coming up and trying to defend them and their lies. It's almost like they're all in the pocket of Sweet Baby Inc. They won't admit it, but it's every time Sweet Baby Inc. is in the hot seat, somebody rises to the occasion. So, game developer on Twitter basically got called out by community notes, which is lovely. They all have Elon Musk syndrome, like derangement syndrome. So, for community notes to come out and call them out on their lies to support Sweet Baby Inc. is just delicious. So, shout outs to John F. Trent for this article at Fandom Pulse. You can see this article says community notes on X quickly rebuffed a propaganda and censorship piece written to attack gamers. My surprise, that's all Sweet Baby Inc. does at this point, and support Sweet Baby Inc. that was published by game developer and written by Bryant Francis. So Bryant Francis is being called out for this article that he wrote about Sweet Baby Inc. saying, why are Valve and Discord permitting harassment against Sweet Baby Inc.? So we all remember what happened the first time somebody tried to write an article, right, Alyssa? With that whole Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what you guys think it does damage control piece. That just caused all of this whole fucking shit-tastic Gamergate 2.0 situation to come out of defending Suicide Squad, which is now a game that's officially dead. But now, seems like we have a new challenger that rose to the occasion, which is Francis. And that reminds me of the Pee Wee Herman movie, Yeah, Francis, like the fat Francis villain. I don't know, I hate that name. Anyways, in the article, Francis falsely claims that Sweet Baby Inc. has become the target of an online harassment campaign for its consulting work on games like Alan Wake 2, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So the same song and fucking dance, just put a new Sweet Baby Inc. shill into the fracas. Just like I said, it almost seems like they have some kind of weird defense force that's in their back pocket that they're giving money to, that they're shilling. There has to be some kind of like quid pro quo thing going on that they're not admitting, because who would support such a company that just does nefarious things and then acts like they're completely innocent? I mean, look at everything. Look at the track record. It speaks for itself when they tried to shut down Cabrutus Rambo and his Sweet Baby Inc. detective. And then it just seems like every other fucking month, there's some kind of like bullshit that this company does. And then we have some kind of whacktivist, which is a cosplaying journalist, come up and run damage control. It's almost like they have like a group board or a Discord or a Slack, and they're trying to come up with ways to protect the narrative and the agenda. It's almost too convenient. So, going on, it says, as for why he claims this is happening, he explains users on websites like Twitter and Kiwi Farms have singled out the agency for allegedly having overarching influence on these games, which they fucking do. They literally help change narratives. These people that work for Sweet Baby Inc., they literally are in there, guys. They are hired to change anything that needs to be changed in the script, to change characters, to force certain ideologies. They've said it themselves, and they keep denying it. Sure, they're not the ones actually developing the game. Sure, they're not the ones doing the coding and all this, but they have an immense influence on the direction of games. It's like, why do they continue to lie about it? They said it themselves. And then they go on to say, and accused it of forcibly injecting a political agenda into them by advocating for diversity. Do they forget that at GDC, Kim Belair literally stood up on stage and said, scare the marketing teams, scare these studios so we can get what we want? You're literally forcibly doing that by scaring. Like, the term scare these guys into getting what we want is literally admitting that you're fucking bullies. He then claims this is all a grim conspiracy theory built on out-of-context comments and a deliberate misreading of their mission statement, as well as racism, homophobia, and other layers of bigotry. So again, all the usual buzzwords, racism, homophobia. No, it's because you guys keep lying that you're getting called out. That's how it fucking works. when you guys have employees that write hateful things about white people and sticking it to chuds, and you have Trump derangement syndrome, and you're over here to use social media as your soapbox, but nobody else can. That's the problem. I don't care that you guys have fucking opinions and thoughts on people and stuff like that. What I care about is when you try to shut down everybody else as homophobic and racist and bigots and all this. That's the problem. It's a rules for thee, but not for me situation. And that's why you get called out, not just by me, but by other people. And you guys also do a lot of fucked up shit. Whether it's allegedly or proof of it, it does not look good for your image on the internet with what you guys do. And that's why a lot of people call you out. And that's why you've had to do all sorts of other stuff to damage control it, like having Mr. Francis write for you. So here's a screenshot from their thing saying what they do. Their mission's to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video games industry. Right? They aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone, while basically shutting out opposite opinions. If you're not in the hive mind, if you're not in the echo chamber, you're not included. Exclusionary is what inclusivity really is. If it's diverse and inclusive, it's actually exclusionary, because if you're not in the hive mind, you don't count. So going on, this article calls it right the fuck out, saying, however, this is not a conspiracy theory, and people are not taking Belair's comments out of context. And just right here is what I mentioned. In 2019 Game Developers Conference presentation, Belair was quite clear what her company's goal was. None of what we're doing is about ticking boxes or about a veneer of wokeness. We actually have to care about making this stuff. She also encouraged employees in AAA to terrify their upper management. That's not forcibly, is it? So they will hire woke consultants like her to wokeify the game. So they scare you. They tell you, hey, you have to be politically correct. You have to give us thousands and thousands of dollars, if not millions, so that your game doesn't get canceled. They cancel culture's dead, guys. That's why Sweet Baby Inc. is scrambling now. Cancel culture's fucking dead. It's you only are canceled if you allow yourself. And all these companies, they're afraid of rocking the boat. They're afraid of SJWs coming after them. And you shouldn't be. If you try to please everybody, you please nobody. And here's the exact quote that I was mentioning earlier when I said that she talks about forcing and scaring people into getting what you want. She said, if you're creative working in AAA, which I did for many years, put this stuff up to your higher ups. And if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want. Does that sound normal? Does that even sound professional? Does it not sound unhinged? Terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want. So that's basically blackmail, essentially. Oh, well, if you don't give us what we want, we're going to cancel your game. We're going to write hit pieces. Because they have all the journalists in their back pocket. So if a game doesn't comply, they call up all their buddies. Hey, yeah, go ahead and write a hit piece on this video game. Call them bigots. Call them racist. Try to cancel them. Like what they tried to do with Black Myth Wukong, which ultimately failed, thankfully. She goes on to say, because they have to consider, I say that out loud as a joke, but it's actually very, very true, because if you start to consider the people who are player and audience facing, and you have to deal with mitigating harm and with keeping the sentiment around their game and their project positive, there's like a genuine value that you could impress upon them both ethically and financially. You could say this is important. So yeah, it's also a valid discussion to have, because if you're working with a then narrative budget and you work in AAA, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised or dismayed by the amount of money that marketing can give you. So she's basically saying take advantage of the marketing team. Take advantage of the team, because those are the people that are going to scare the rest of the studio, because they only want good press. To them, as long as nothing bad is being said about the game, it's worth it. So, since the publishing of the article, it's also been revealed that Sweet Baby Inc. wanted to burn the video game industry to the ground. We talked about this. Cameron Wild gave a presentation of the game developers of color, saying part of why he's here is to burn the game industry to the ground. Why do they hate gamers so fucking much is what I want to know. We covered this guy, this lunatic, a while back. They all hate gamers, so why are they here? The so-called harassment campaign that Francis claims Sweet Baby Inc. has been subjected was actually a harassment campaign against Brazilian gamer Brutus Rambo. So remember, this all started from them trying to shut down his Sweet Baby Inc. detected list by Chris Kindred. This literally kicked it off. Chris Kindred, Lisa Mercante, Kim Belair. All this harassment campaign that's going on is literally because of this. And that Suicide Squad Kotaku article calling for people to deplatform, report the fuck out of this group. Also on top of that, they shut down Smash's Kotaku Detected website and his whole entire website. Also on top of that, it's been a wild February to like now. Almost a full fucking year of this bullcrap. And they still try to act like they're victims. You know, anyway, report the fuck out of this group. Report the creator since he loves his account so much. So they even went to try to say report his Steam account. Don't just take down the list. Report it. Another Sweet Baby Inc. employer, Felix at Home Lego Butts. We covered all of this. This is like a rehash. You can see no one thing has changed. The number of people who understand that spreading misinfo just lets them be racist in public with no consequence. That's the one thing. Oh, these guys have no consequence. They just want to say whatever they want. No, you guys want to control the narrative. You guys want to have no consequence. You guys want to be in charge. Right? That's what it is. These guys are all fucking lunatics, guys. All sick in the fucking head. Here's everything when they were trying to shut down Sweet Baby Inc. Detected. Yeah. Honestly, Bryant wrote this on his post. So this was just the other day. He ignored all of this evidence from game developer on his article. Bryant ignored all of it, saying the steps both companies have taken to moderate these groups appear to have had some effect, but allowing them to remain online serves the organizers' overarching purpose, recruiting normies with little knowledge of game development to capitalize on their anger and challenge them into direct and hate speech towards Sweet Baby Inc. and anyone else pressing for inclusivity in video games and beyond. No, it's literally because of all the evidence of vile things that Sweet Baby Inc. has done towards gamers. And also, a lot of the other DEI, like, activists. They're fucking vile. They're hateful. They attack people. If these loopholes aren't closed, those bad actors will have learned they can target other developers, and this will be the beginning of another massive hate campaign that will leave our industry and its people worse for wear. So, painting this whole, oh, everything's going to be terrible, blah, blah, blah. No, you guys need to be under control. So, given all this evidence, game developers' repost of the March article was quickly community noted, which is great. I love community notes. It's the greatest thing ever. So here's what their original post was. When Sweet Baby Inc. was targeted for the advocacy efforts earlier this year, a Discord server and a Steam community group played a role in the harassment. We asked, do Valve and Discord consider this within the terms of service? So trying to stir up the bee's nest so that they could try to get everybody deplatformed and canceled. Community notes called it out, though. God bless them. It does not violate Valve and Discord TOS, as the main goal of the server is simply listing out games that SBI is involved with. On the other hand, SBI employees who target that Discord server and its owner had violated a bunch of TOS. So they don't see that mass calling for a mass reporting, calling for a mass shutdown is actually breaking TOS. They don't see that. That is actually a call to action. The Discord and the Valve groups or whatever, the servers, that's not a terms of service. Anybody can have an organization that's just listing stuff. They can't take criticism as what it is at the end of the day, and they're still crying about it in December. Almost a year later, they're still salty about it, and they're still hiring journalists to lie and to spread propaganda about it. And it's hilarious that it's backfiring to the point where these guys just have to cope and seethe. So what do you guys think about this whole, I guess, article that game developer posted out? I think their Twitter, I haven't gotten a good take at it, but their Twitter is just full of a lot of shit. So let's take a look at gamedeveloper.com real quick. This has to be a classic website, right? Yeah, ultimately, this guy right here, Bryant Francis, this is the senior editor here. So this is the guy right here that's, I guess, the newest cuck for Sweet Baby Inc. And again, looking at bullshit articles like this, bullshit protection for Sweet Baby Inc. They have to be in the pocket. They have to be in the pocket of Sweet Baby Inc. They have to be people that are over here having some kind of like benefit to defending such a vile fucking organization. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. I'm recovering from a cold, so my throat's been giving me fucking hell this whole video. Appreciate it if you guys leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new. We're almost to 94,000. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.